The game we are playing today is called Do Not Take This Cat Home. Oh my god, bro. I'm sick, if you can't tell. I'm a little sick. So this is the wording for the game I'm about to play for anyone who wants to read it. I've heard nothing about this game, so I'm kind of worried. Like I'm kind of worried that it might be bad. I don't know. But um it's called Do Not Take This Cat Home, and I read the description. It looks cute, but it's like not. It says like there's horror. Obviously, it says it includes depiction of horror elements, human and animal violence and death, abuse and abusive relationships, disturbing images, loud noises, flashing images, lights, and more. Individuals suffering from anxiety, depression, or certain fears, phobias may not have a safe experience playing this game. So if y'all can't handle any of that, um, feel free to leave the stream. I don't mind. Come back for the next one. I'm so scared this could be loud. Please take care of yourself. You hear that, y'all? Take care of yourself. I know y'all, some of y'all, you spend way too much time on those video games, and you just need to go outside sometimes. Do not take this cat home. Okay, wait. Damn, it's loud. You're not having a great day, as usual. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you've felt like going out, but in the middle of your walk it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you've stayed at home today? Or you should have stayed home today? You're gonna learn real quick that I'm a little bit bad at reading. Out loud. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow. Right? You turn to head home when... Oh my god, bro. It's Cat. Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by by the rain. Okay, y'all, listen. What we're not gonna do is comment on how I'm reading. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and it looks up at you. Oh, it's so freaking cute. The name of the game is Do Not Take This Cat Home. Well, so cute. It's so cute. And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion. Oh my god, my nose. Sorry guys, I'm a little sick. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to the feline overlord. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Oh, guys. Do we follow the game name and do not take this cow home, or do we take it home? It's a question for the mind. A little food for thought. I'd take it home. Honestly, this cat looks like my cat in real life. I love my kitty, so I'm gonna take it home. I don't care what the game says. I don't care. I love cats. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? Oh, it loves me. You're all alone, and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. I'm scared. All the lights are off. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. Oh, it's purring on me. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow, but for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? The cat sounds, bro. It's so cute. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, with one you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it just is a cat. If it is, whatever. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch it for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take the can of cat food and open it with a tab on the top. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread. I was about to say mayo and mayonnaise. Those are the same things. Turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head up to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. It sniffs the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Hee, don't worry, I'm alright. It was just a You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly, but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. Oh dear, is this a cannibal cat? Well, wait. Is this a human-eating cat? Is this a vampire cat? The frick! Does it only want raw meat? Or human meat? At your blood. The drawing is so silly. It really is. It is so cute. I really hope this game doesn't get really dark. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You were going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage. Oh, I have hiccups. The cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while you're trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Ugh, come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried it's gonna take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down? You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your I pick up my landline and the power goes out. The lights just went out. Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. Am I gonna die because of this cat? The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. This flashlight freaking made me see less. I could see more when it was dark. And now I just see a bright orb on my screen. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. Loki's staring at me from across the room. Your cat sits on top of your... Oh, wait, I just realized... Wait, help. Kill. It says kill and help, right? Kill and help on the clock. And 666. I saw 666. Bro, literally the cat right now. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up. Kill John Lennon! And going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing. But its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. Don't tell me what I am! Sorry. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it, its pupils were large, round, inky pits. Oh my god. My flashlight's gonna freaking die, and I'm gonna be killed by this cat. The flashlight flickers. This person's never owned a cat in their life. And imagine this horror game is just like the average cat owner experience, but like dramatized with someone who's never owned a cat before. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctuated with the rapid pumping of blood in your heart, is overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock, and it feels as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Okay, so it did actually whisper in my ears. Right into your ear. Oh, that was actually scary. Right into your soul. I'm gonna get jump scared. Freaky cat. Stop. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if you did. You can't stay here. You have to run. Am I gonna have to actually run? I thought this was like a visual novel. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens in you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. I'm so scared. But you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste and you fall to the ground. This is like some horror movie, like let's not get in the running car. Like I literally I did a ballerina spin. Oh, what was that? I just got stabbed. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it'd been kicked. Did I just literally get stabbed in my foot? Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. The thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicably opened door screech to a halt, as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife. And still tinted red from your earlier plunder? That's not right. It wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on. But instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you had left it, when you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife. Oh god. Spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight. And it bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you is under its weight. Oh my god, bro. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the strain you've taken in. Licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood. Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. I swear to God, if it pounces at my screen. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. But there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints from your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running, because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Oh my god. Look behind me or keep running. I'm gonna keep running. No, I'm gonna keep running. I'm gonna keep running. Huh. Interesting. How very, very interesting. Do I have to see it anyway? Ending 0. It begins. It begins? Like that wasn't it? Like that was the beginning? Ending 0. So, holy crap. 40 endings? Oh, I did not know that there were so many in here. Okay, let's see, continue. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. Look at the beast. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect. This is new. This is new. This is like, the beginning is new. I've never seen the beginning before. This beginning before. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? The curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on the either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Meow, meow. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh, guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So, you look so familiar, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look, after all. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there, patiently, waiting for you to do something. Take the cat home, or do not take the cat home. I'm gonna take it home. Meow. Well, why not? Do not the cat. Hey, I'm gonna take it home. I was gonna say I'm gonna eat it. That was not what I was meant to say, right? You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs up onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. Purr, purr, purr. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks up at you expectantly. Do something alone or do something with the cat? I'm gonna do something with the cat. Like what? Oh, that's a lot of options. Oh, that's why there's freaking 40 endings. I'm gonna pet the cat. It's not every day you have access to a cute, fluffy animal. What else is there to do but pet it to your heart's content? You sit on the floor in your living room and click your tongue to call the cat over. Oh, look at the silly little guy. Why is his eyes on its, like, the bottom of its face? The cat dashes over to you, immediately climbing up into your lap. Poor thing. You just want some attention, don't you? Hee alright. You carefully pet the cat. And a rub behind the ear, a scratch under the chin, a smooth sweep along the back. Good. Keep petting the cat in your lap, enjoying this bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. I'm gonna keep petting it. You're not quite ready to stop. You feel so calm. The repetitive action soothing your usually overworking mind. What is breathing in my ears? You keep petting. The cat leans away with your next head back. It's trying to get out of your lap. What if I just keep petting it? Oh. When you scratch out of the cat's chin, it bites at your fingers. You might be bleeding, but really it barely hurts. More of a warning than anything. The cat struggles in your hold. It's watching you closely. Am I gonna, do something to this cat if I keep petting it? You keep petting the cat. Ah! It bit me! Oh, it ripped my finger. Oh my god. It like ripped my finger bad. Cat bites off your finger. Okay, so maybe I should have stopped petting the cat. It hurts. You're definitely bleeding now. But for some reason, you just can't stop. You don't know what it is. Its fur is so much softer than you realized. You'd think that it would be shining in the faint light of your living room, but it's as if the darkness of the cat's black coat is sucking in all the illumination around it, rendering it completely null. You're drawn to it. Like somehow holding a deep, dark abyss right in your lap. It seems calmer now, munching on your severed fingers. Okay. Munching on my severed finger. That is a totally normal and acceptable sentence. The stump between your thumb and middle finger is leaking. My thumb and my pointer finger. Dang. The cat took my damn pointer finger. But you keep petting. You fret that your blood will ruin its fur, but the cat no longer seems to mind. Time passes. It's dark out now. Soft as the fur is, your palm has started to feel raw and damp under the constant friction from your petting. You think faintly that maybe you've had enough. I did not think faintly that. You start to lift your hand from the cat. When in a oh! Ow! Bites finger off. Oh, it's so cute though. Oh, its fur is so soft. I'm gonna keep petting it with my missing finger. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, my missing finger. Oh, that is my gun hand. my whole hand. Oh, it's so cute though. Your entire hand is separated from your wrist. It flops onto your lap beside the cat. Okay, what? The cat cannot do that, right? Like in real life, a cat cannot actually like sever my hand. The cat's claws on its right paw glisten with crimson liquid. You don't feel it for a moment, but your body tenses, anticipating the pain as you blankly watch the cat lick at the bloody palm of your severed hand. Bro. It hurts. They come from lions. So true. It really, really hurts. Then the cat looks up to you, at you, and you feel compelled to keep petting. You're reluctant, but you're also afraid of what will happen if you don't heed the call. How am I gonna pet this cat with a nub? With my open wound. Average cat experience. What will you lose next if you try to resist again? You were hurt for your insistent petting earlier, yet now you've been hurt for trying to stop. It defies all logic, but that's what scares you. There's no reasoning with such fickle whims. You feebly try to raise your uninjured hand to pet the cat. Oh, okay, I'm gonna pet it with my other hand, and then I'm gonna have no hands. But it stiffens, golden eyes glistening dangerously. Well, alright then. You raise your bleeding stump and resume your petting. Okay, so I'm actually not gonna pet it with my other hand. I'm gonna pet it with my stump. And resume your petting to the best of your ability. Yeah, it's so cute. I love my kitty. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. And you bleed. You pet and you. Ending 7. Personal boundaries. Okay, so I crossed a boundary. Run away. Run away. So I got another ending. Okay, knowing how to take no for an answer is an important life lesson. Okay. Okay. Here I can either choose to take the cat home or do not take the cat home. Do not the cat. Okay, I'm not gonna take the cat home this time. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you'd never want to take this thing home with you. Okay, so I probably could have done that for like the first time and it probably would have given me something different. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. You are. With rent and bills to pay for, not to mention, you need to buy food to survive too. There's no way you could take care of a cat long term, right? You can barely afford this little outing on your day off. What do you mean we could barely afford the little outing? We're walking down the street on our day off. We can't afford to walk down the street? What to do? What is the question marks? You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up of having someone look after it if you're not willing to commit. What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you down back to your home? You never get... It just says you never get away from it. And then it went away. Sorry. See you around, I guess. You stand there. So you stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out of the alley when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. Ignore. Nope. You need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. It's what's best for the both of you. You leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you'd forgotten that you'd still hadn't decided on what you were going to do for your day off. Let's go to dog park. You decide to take a small stroll in the park or something. The only one within walking distance is the nearby dog park. Dog park, yay! You think it'll make you feel better. First, you get to see a cute cat today. Now you get to see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The park is bustling with owners and their canine companions. Playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, even napping. Such cutie. Whatever. Okay. Like you'd want to do anything with those mangy mutts. What's wrong? You didn't think that. You decide to move on. All the dogs are so adorable. You want to pet every single one that you come across. But you know not all the owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path, trying to exude a welcoming aura that will beckon one of these cute doggies to you. You don't have to wait very long. You stop as the smallest, cutest puppy you've ever seen and scampers up to you, blocking your path. You prank, loser. Oh my god. Kick the puppy, kill the puppy, eat the puppy, pick up the puppy, leave the park. What are these options? What if I pick it up? You pick up the puppy. Oh my god! Drop it! Drop it! What was that? Why was there a countdown? Terrified, you drop the puppy to the ground. Oh my god, that scared me. Practically throwing it from you. Oh my god. You immediately feel horrible, wincing in guilt as at the tiny yelp it releases upon hitting the ground. Oh my god. The owner shoves you aside with a cutting glare and storms away with their puppy. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Oh my god. You call out, but they don't return back or respond. Not that you expected. That actually scared me. You deserved it. Maybe you're not feeling so great about being at the park at the moment. Maybe you should leave. Leave the park or stay at the park. Okay, leave the park. I'm about to pee me pants. I think I'll... Oh, I can still choose. Go to watch a movie. It's been a while since a film came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to a movie theater. But they're showing one such film at the old theater. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by the new cinema that opened right across the street. That's okay though. You're not exactly a fan of the crowds. And nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for you more than a noisy audience. You eagerly buy your ticket from the kind old man in the booth and head inside. It's barren of any trace of other people's, and the decor looks like it hasn't changed since the 80s, maybe even the 70s. But it's what you were counting on. You consider buying some popcorn, but can't help but be concerned that everything at the concession stand might be expired. You move on and walk through the halls, finally locating the theater designated on your ticket stub. As expected, the theater your movie will be playing in is completely empty. Perfect. You pick a spot right in the middle, even counting the seats and taking into consideration the gap of the staircase. As you settle in, the dim lights fade away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds. Before the screen flickers on, no commercials or trailers pop up, just the movie begins. Pleased, you shrug and let yourself get immersed in the opening scene. I'm so doomed? No, please. But just as you're getting into the premise, the doors open behind you, momentarily casting light into the room and ruining the atmosphere. You hold in a frustrated sigh. It's a public establishment after all. The place can't exactly afford to stay open if you're the only customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but you sense the new presence slowly shifting around the theater before heading in your general direction. Okay, what the hell is in the theater with me? What? Oh, hello. You gape in utter disbelief as the stranger shuffles down the aisle, only to sit right in front of you. There's no one else here, and plenty of places to sit. The stranger is also unusually tall. Such a disturbance. Yeah, wait, what? Excuse me, sir, I was watching this movie. Even with the stadium-like arrangement of the seats being on a somewhat steep incline, they're completely blocking your view. Move to another spot. You don't want to risk escalating the situation further. This whole thing is already making you uneasy. Why would they choose to sit right in front of you? Surely they know you wouldn't be able to see past them. Shaking your head with a passive-aggressive scoff in the stranger's direction, you reluctantly pick another, less perfect seat in the theater. But as you settle down, oh, I'm scared. You see this strange person get up. Only once again to sit down in the seat directly in front of you. You look around somewhat helplessly, as if waiting for someone to silently agree with you on how odd all this is, or at least to inform you that it's all an elaborate prank. But there's no one else here with you. That's how you've always liked it, but you can't help but think that maybe it would be nice to have someone else here, if it meant not being alone with this weird jerk. If I move, does it keep happening over and over again? You move again. And again, they sit right in front of you. You bristle, annoyed and a little humiliated. Are they just getting a kick out of this or something? You've wasted enough time with this jerk that you don't even know what's going on in the movie anymore. You hate confrontation. You can already feel your palms starting to sweat at the idea of it. Your throat's closing up and your body's starting to shake. You've always been more of a flighter than a fighter. But you paid for this ticket. You've wanted to watch this movie for ages. And now this total stranger has ruined the experience for you. You're all alone in this theater. There's no one who will help you if something goes wrong. I am so scared. But you're angry enough that you ignore the signs of your body begging you to put as much distance as you can between yourself and this stranger. You stand up. Even standing in higher up on the incline, the stranger is still at least a head taller than you. Oh my god. The movie continues to play in the background, but you feel as if a hush immediately falls heavily over the theater at your movement. As if you can sense the stranger anticipating what you plan to do next. You square your shoulders and force a little bass into your voice. Hey! Okay, now why the hell would I yell? The effort makes your words come out more harshly than you intended, like a sudden and vicious bark. But you figure they deserve it anyway. You're being a real jerk, you know that? Just what are you playing at, huh? Are you trying to piss me off? The silence that follows your words is Stephanie. So much so that you glance at the screen only to find that the movie has paused. Your attention is ripped back to the stranger in front of you as they shift slightly. Like a small animal trying desperately to anticipate the movements of a predator. You don't move an inch. You don't look away. You don't dare to blink. Okay, I'm fucking scared. Instead, your eyes widen as the person head turns. Then turns some more. Then turns more, beyond what should be possible, neck bones cracking, to face you directly. You can't move. Wide eyes resting above a wider grinning mouth gaze down at you. The stranger opens their mouth and what comes out? Something impossible to comprehend. I'm so scared. The voice space is endlessly deep and creaks like a weighty door, foreboding and oddly melodic. And alluring. But it also snaps you out of your terrified trance, and before you know it, you're already out the door. You've run through the halls of the empty theater, heading for the exit. You feel something watching you from behind, but you're too afraid to look. The exit now in sight, you sprint towards it and burst through the doors. You look around frantically and spot the crowded cinema across the street. People, that's what you need. Safety in numbers and all that. He's right behind me, isn't he? Without thinking, you rush into the street when a sinking sensation crawls down your spine, compelling you to look behind you. Don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you. Okay, so it's telling me not to look behind me, but it makes me really want to look behind me. I'll just go to the new cinema. Refusing to even risk a peek at you over your shoulder, you rush across the street to the new cinema theater. You didn't realize that it felt like you'd been surrounded by some sort of kind of dreadful pressure. Until it very suddenly vanishes, leaving you feeling more than a little shaken. But at least the breathing comes easier. You think it's within your best interest to repress everything that just happened. Yeah. Deciding to wait for the movie you've been anticipating to be available on DVD or streaming. You'll join the long line outside the new cinema. By the time you've reached the ticket booth, you just want to get inside. So you pick a movie at random and take your ticket from the tired-looking teenager manning the booth. The decor is chic and slick, and the inside is bustling with people. It's not what you're usually into, but it's kind of nice not being alone. Even if you feel a little lonely watching families and groups of friends laughing among themselves. You'd get some popcorn, but the lines at the concession stands are long and the prices are criminal anyway. You go through the halls and follow the signs to the theater designated on your ticket before heading inside. Sigh. You sigh at the sight of the absolutely crowded theater. You head towards the seat, only to be told by the person next to it that it's being saved for someone. This happens a few more times before you can finally manage to get yourself settled into a seat, annoyingly off-center to the screen. But the screen is at least visible, if not a little too close, so you grit your teeth and bear it. Excuse me. The lights fade out, but the chatter doesn't. The rest of the audience seems content to talk through the commercials and even through the trailers. You figure the chatter will stop when the movie actually begins, but it doesn't get even slightly quieter as the opening scene starts to play out. You sigh out loud, not thinking anyone would hear you anyway. This is why you avoid movie theaters like the plague. My eyes! Suddenly the screen changes, showing the face of a black cat. Familiar black cat. Confused murmurs fill the room, but then the cat on screen meows. What the freak? Oh, my ears. The sound is strange, and not at all like any cat should sound. Haunting, almost melodic, and layered as if made of multiple voices of different creatures. Creatures that would probably never say. Dude, it's so loud and painful in my ears. The frick? You sit in confusion, wondering why that you haven't already gotten up and left to complain to the cinema staff. But then you hear it. It's scattered and dissonant at first, but among the crowd, people start to chant along with the cat on screen. How are they even making those sounds? Soon, the entire room is chanting in perfect unison. Everyone's staring intently at the cat on the screen. You're feeling strangely drawn to the screen yourself, but the compulsion to stare blankly like the others isn't that strong. For now. Also, you start to notice out of the corner of your eye that some of the people in your immediate vicinity are looking at you. No. They're outright staring holes into you, as if even as they continue chanting. They don't miss a beat as they slowly begin to frown at you in blatant disapproval. Their scowls deepen as time goes on, as if they're getting impatient. This is too weird, I need to get out of here. Gathering your courage, or perhaps putting your fear to use, you stand up, fully intending to leave the theater. When everything comes to an abrupt stop. All the chanting stops, even the cats chanting on the screen. You tense and risk a glance around the theater. I'm freaking... They're all staring at you. Every single one of them. They're not moving, they're not even blinking. You swallow, throat suddenly dry, even though a nervous sweat completely soaks through your clothes. You highly doubt that sitting back down will fix the situation. Your legs are shaking under the audience's unnatural, intense scrutiny. But you force yourself to step forward, and forward, and forward, until you finally reach the end of the aisle. Ah! You feel their collective gaze even worse on the staircase. All their heads have turned uncomfortably to the left to look directly at you. The screen illuminates their faces, making clear their blank scowls. They seem even more upset than they had been minutes ago. Identical frown lines digging between their brows. You keep going, the heavy atmosphere becoming more and more oppressive with every step. You're so tense with anticipation that you fully expect someone to grab you from behind. But no one does. You don't hear any of them even get up. You exit the theater, holding your breath as the doors close behind you. You briskly walk through the halls, putting as much distance as possible between you and the theater full of people. Finally reaching the lobby, you just barely manage to catch yourself from falling to the floor as you gulp in huge gasps of air. You expect to feel relief as your breathing calms, but you feel a lingering sense of dread that only spikes once you finally notice it, as well as its source. You look up, and your stomach sinks. Oh my god. All the people in the lobby area of the movie theater. This is actually really freaking scary. Everyone in line in the concession stand, all of them are staring at you, and they look even angrier than the people in the movie theater. You don't hesitate this time. You duck your head, avoiding eye contact, and leave the cinema. You ignore the glares of everyone in the ticket booths and the lines leading to them. You make your way home. Whenever you dare to look up at someone on the way, you flinch at the blatant anger, fury, and disgust on their face. You think you start to hear the faint sound of cats meowing behind you, or maybe a kitten's? Doesn't matter, you just want to go home. You reach your front door and fumble with the keys, cowering with a look of pure hatred on your neighbor's face as he stares at you from his door. Finally, you get inside your apartment. You lock all the locks on the door and slide down with your back against it until you're sitting on the floor. You allow yourself a moment to breathe. Now home. Your heartbeat calms and your fear slowly bleeds from you, leaving you feeling strangely empty. You pass the kitchen, head to your room, and slip under the covers of your bed, trying to fall asleep. Maybe it's all just a bad dream. As you fall into a fitful sleep, sure to be full of nightmares of glazing eyes, try to ignore the ever-increasing sounds of cats meowing and yowling in the distance outside your apartment. Black sheep. Okay. I don't know what that was. Ending 17, black sheep. Let me quit the game. Thank you for playing with me and watching me play. And I appreciate you all for being here. Bye bye and see you next time.